Ah, Mr. Moon. Hello there. Sorry to interrupt your live stream and everything, but I was just hoping to ask you a few questions. Questions about bronies, in particular, if you don't mind. Shouldn't take too long. We've actually met before. My name's Lieutenant Cardlumbo. See here. This is my wallet. It's empty because I'm actually a long-time progressive organizer and activist. May I sit down? Thank you. See, despite all my long-time progressive activism, here on my YouTube page, recently I've been trying to stir up drama by antagonizing groups of people. I'm just not very good at it, though. I need a few pointers, so I figure I should come to you for that. That's your area of expertise, after all. See, I read your file. It's very impressive, sir. Running that Kiwi Farms, was it, for 12 years now. I gotta figure you're the best when it comes to online drama. Now, see, you and I bet we don't share a lot of politics. But I do agree with you on one thing, for sure. I don't think some fandoms are all that respectable. I think there are a few out there that are a bit off the deep end. I just don't like them. And that's what got me started on this bronies thing I wanted to ask you some questions about today. Because these bronies, these are grown men who are obsessed with a cartoon for little girls. And I think that's wrong. I think you get a measure of a man by his interests. And I, for one, wouldn't shake the hand of any man who considers himself a fan of My Little Pony. So that's why I want to do something of an expose on these people. There might be some living among us, don't you know? So what I want to know is how best to identify these guys so we can get it out of society. A noble goal. I'm sure we can agree on that at least. So that's what I wanted to ask you. I was wondering if there's anything at all you could tell me about bronies. Because, see, I've been trying to dig up as much information about these guys as I can. Earlier today, I went through your Kiwi Farms. I took a good look around. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure to get a warrant for all that later. But I'm coming to you now because what I found was very interesting. Or rather, sir, you might say it's what I didn't find. What I'm trying to wrap my head around is there's surprisingly little about bronies on Kiwi Farms. I just didn't think that'd add up. I mean, I saw pages and pages making fun of weeaboos and tankies and fatties and every other type of man-child out there. But very little about bronies, comparatively speaking, of course. It seems like plenty of users there don't like them. Can't say I blame anyone for thinking that either. But in terms of what you yourself have posted, what threads you've facilitated about them, there's very little. I guess that's okay. I mean, I only came down here to see if there's anything about them you could tell me, to help me with my expose and everything. But I guess if you just don't know enough about them to make fun of them yourself, that's just how it is. These things can't be helped. It's probably for the best anyway. You don't want to go getting mixed up with these pony people. It's not a good crowd. You know, just last week, I made a video talking about how there's far too many horse pedophiles on the internet nowadays. And the worst part of it is, they always try to cover it up and pretend to be normal, even after they're exposed. And anyway, that's all I came down here to ask. I'll get out of your hair. Just one more thing. It's nothing, but see, most of my work here on YouTube is doing my daily dog whistle videos. It's not much, but it's honest content creation. Of course, I couldn't make all those entirely on my own, see. I got boys back at the lab. They scour the entire right-wing internet for me, always looking for new stuff for me to investigate. And they told me, you recently did a reaction to my video about deans. That was your April 4th show, I believe. Well, I gotta admit, I like to hear what people are saying about me. So I went and watched your April 4th Mad at the Internet. But see, I'm not good with computers. Look, all these ones I've got, they're just collecting dust. I don't know how to use them at all. So I couldn't figure out how to skip to just the part where you were talking about my Dean's video. So I had to watch the whole thing. It was good stuff, sir. Like I said, I'm all for antagonizing people online myself now. But before I got to the part I was there for, you did a segment making fun of some gross failed slob or another, as well as the people who spring to his aid online. Like I said, all good, all good. But the thing that caught my eye, you made a very particular remark about someone's Twitter profile pic. Here, I've actually got it on tape. This is your April 4th Mad at the Internet right here. Let me just pop it in my machine and we'll take a look.
Okay, let's talk about Ralph a little bit. There's not much to talk about with Ralph. He just posted this. He says, "It's been fun and perspicuity. I love you like a brother, even though you're gay. You really think a loser like that can do what I do? Okay." Oh, no, sorry, it's not. Those were not. I thought those were posted at the same time. Ralph just randomly posted 2 hours after he had a gay breakup with his boyfriend, Perspicacity, that it's been fun. And a lot of people are like, no, Ralph, don't do it. Don't do it, Ralph. Look, this guy is a Derpy Hooves, My Little Pony fan, in 2025, our year of the Lord. And he's begging Ethan Ralph to not commit suicide.
Now, sir, when I heard that, I couldn't make heads or tails of it. You said that picture is a Derpy Hooves, I believe? Now see, I'm 25. I'm a grown man. I don't know what that means. Luckily, my wife, Mrs. Cardlumbo, well, she knows this stuff. She's the same age as me. So on account of her having been a 10-year-old girl in 2010, she knows this My Little Pony stuff. Makes sense. That's about the only reason someone would know this stuff. Unless. Well, anyways, she tells me this Derpy Hooves is a My Little Pony character. And not just any character, but a fairly out-of-the-way background character at that. So I just got to ask, sir, is there any reason you can apparently recognize rare ponies on sight? Josh, are you maybe a little more intimately familiar with this show than you're letting on? Have you perhaps used your operatorship of Kiwi Farms to stifle people from making as much fun of the show and its fandom than they would otherwise? You know, I used to follow the Chris Chan stuff myself once upon a time. And I noticed you always used to give Chris plenty of shit, and rightfully so, for the excessive game buying and the toys and the living at home. But I can't recall you ever specifically saying a bad thing about Chris directly for the Brony stuff. Why is that? Would it maybe cut a little too close to home? Mr. Moon, have you ever been diagnosed with autism? What I'm saying is, are you secretly a Brony? Because I think you are. And I think this will all stand up perfectly well in the court of public opinion too. Now, I hate to do this in front of your fans, I really do. But since it seems like I might have caught you in something embarrassing here, how about you make your confession now? And it'd save the fellas over at the base department a lot of time figuring out whether it needs to be wall or rope this time.